Hi guys, it's Ryan Carruthers from MyPropertyCommunity.com. As promised, this is a video that hopefully I'm going to put together in a couple of videos. It's my first time ever editing it, so bear with me, hopefully it comes out okay. But this is the deal that got us the HMO Property Investment Deal of the Year at the National Property Investor Awards. So this is the pub, the outside, go down the side. It's quite a big building, 4,500 square feet, fully let to students, and a pretty good deal. So it's absolutely freezing outside, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you in the courtyard and just show you around, and then hopefully I'm going to get back to the office where it's nice and warm and do a bit more of a run through. So on the right hand side, this is where we're putting in one of the other units to go in. It just needs to be finished. We've got a huge courtyard out here, as you can see, some steps which go up to the 4-bed ensuite student HMO, and then down here we've got the commercial unit at the end, 2 flats to the left of me, sort of here and here, and then another 2 studios there, and then up there through this door is the 6-bed ensuite student HMO. So as I said, this won us the National Property Investor Award for Best HMO. So I'm going to shoot back to the office now where it's warm, and hopefully do you the rest of the video talking about what we've had to overcome and all the issues that we've had. Hi guys, Ryan Carruthers back again with the second part of the video. Hopefully this is going to knit quite nicely. I have done a little test of trying to knit them two together, and it did go pretty well, so hopefully this is going to continue to do that. I've got some notes to the right of me, so if I do look away from the camera, I'm not looking at anything else other than the notes I've got. So now you've watched part of the video, you've seen the actual property, and you've seen the outside of it. It's a big property, as you probably guessed. Now I'm going to actually talk about the deal. So it was a 4,500 square feet building, which was a pub with a flat already in it. We bought it for £260,000 purchase price, and from that we got a 6-bed ensuite HMO, a 4-bed ensuite HMO, 5 1-bed flats, and a 1,300, just over 1,390 square foot commercial building. So when we got the building, we knew that we didn't need planning to do a 6-bed straight away, because there was a flat in there that was residential. At the time, Lincoln wasn't an Article 4 area, you didn't need to apply for planning. So we got straight in and started the 6-bed and made sure that that was ready for the first academic year in which the building project fell in. In the meantime, we got planning and for the rest of the building, and then when that 6-bed part was finished, we then moved on to the rest of the building. We also signed up the commercial on a 10-year lease for a decent amount of rent as well, to a pretty good franchise. So that all added to the deal. So technically 15 lettable units comprising 5 1-bed flats, a 6-bed HMO and a 4-bed HMO, all to students. On 51-week contracts, and we actually achieved market rent records for the flats in Lincoln. So now I'm just going to talk about some of the pitfalls that we faced during this deal, and I'm sure if anybody's done a commercial conversion, they will have experienced similar pitfalls. So the first one is services. They are a lot of money to get put into a property, and they also are a lot of paperwork. So starting off with the gas, it costs £7,000 all in all to get the gas into the property, and we had to fill in loads of forms and pay for a meter and loads of different things. And it doesn't just happen straight away. So if you are doing a commercial or thinking of doing one, when you're looking around, look what services are already in the building, and when you bought it, get on with them straight away. The water, you can only use Anglian water, and they do specify per flat you need a feed per flat. So we ended up having quite a few. It cost us a few £1,000s, and again, it wasn't quick and it wasn't an easy process, so get on with it as quick. This is probably my top tip for commercial conversions, is to get onto your utility providers who are going to be installing these things quick and get them in. Electric was actually not too bad, £1,500 for a 3-phase supply, really quick. But one thing to note is when the 3-phase supply comes in, it doesn't come in with a meter, so you need to make sure that you book the meter to be fitted near enough after the date of the installation of the 3-phase. Planning. Something we always do with planning is we follow the process of planning before we bought the building. So in our area, you submit a planning application, it goes to the local police force, it goes to the council, and it goes to the civic trust. So I speak to all of those people before I purchase a building to see what thoughts they would have on that particular project. And I do that because it goes through them anyway, and if they've got something that they're not happy with, they can tell me earlier and I can get it involved and included in my planning and alter for that. So police, civic trust and council, great people. They all work really well, and they are, if you're okay with them, they're going to be okay with you, and it does help that you've gone to them first to get the project sort of moving on quicker. Skips, one thing that you might not have guessed would have been on this video. We paid £10,000 in skips to get rid of stuff. You will not believe the amount of rubbish and rubble and everything else that comes out of these buildings. You just cannot believe it. So that is something that you are going to have to factor in for if you're doing one of these projects. Don't let it put you off. They are a lot of fun. Valuation office. Now, you can go to the valuation office and tell them what you're doing, and in a lot of cases they will do you a deal on the rates. So we paid 25% on the residential rates above until the 6-bed was finished, and they got rid of the rates on the rest of the building because it was a commercial business rates until we'd finished the building. So that saved us a lot of money, and we got that done early doors so that there wasn't any issues with the council sending letters out, not knowing what was happening, etc, etc. Another big issue, pitfall with this building site, was the size of it. It was huge, 4,500 square feet, but a lot of that was usable. So factor in for the size and the fact that you look at the building and think, well, this is what we did. We looked at the building and thought, yes, we can do the 6-bed and then we can start moving on and do it in phases, which you totally can do. But there is quite a lot of work that has to be done in the rest of that building for that 6-bed to comply. So because it was upstairs, it needed soundproofing from below. So we had to soundproof it, but then we also had to first fix for the flats that were going to be below that. So you can't just do that 6-bed and leave it. There's other bits that have to take place. So make sure when you're talking to your architect and your builders about planning these projects that you are aware of all of the costs and the phases and the schedule of works of what's going to happen. And then it's also your timings as well. Making sure that your timings, that goes back to your schedule of work, everything is lined up perfectly, that the gas is coming in at the right time, the electric's coming in at the right time. If for any reason the electric has to be taken out and then a new one put in, the downtime on the tools isn't going to affect the job much because they've lined up the work where they don't need the big machinery in the site, they can use the power tools. Which is a big tip, guys, because otherwise you could have maybe a week where the old electric's been taken out and there's no electric in the place and you're waiting for the new 3-phase to be installed or whatever. So just make sure your timings are okay. But for all of those negatives, it's a huge learning curve and there is a lot of positives on that. So the first positive for me is the maintenance of the building. So the way we designed the building was that there was a plant room. There was a big staircase in the middle of the building, had a big understairs covered in it, and we nicked a bit from the old part of the old pub. So that became the plant room. So all of the boilers, all of the services, everything comes into one big room and then it's sectioned off into each individual section. So if anything is wrong with any of those things now, the team can just go to that room and sort it all out. And also maintenance for the rest of the building. We've got quite a few HMOs in Lincoln now, and it's a nightmare if you have to drive from here to here to here to here to get to all of those HMOs. This building, it's all in one location. If there's any maintenance or any issues, I can just go just to that building and sort them all out while I'm there. Another big one, guys, is one that you're all probably, well, I think you'll all be interested in, rent roll. Bigger building, bigger amount of tenants, better standard, big rooms, rent rolls higher. As I said, we achieved record rents, and that's also tying in with my last positive on this project, which is the student cycle. We are now in the student cycle, so the students who are living there are all on 51-week contracts. So they start on the 1st of September and then end 51 weeks later, which gives us time in August to get in and do the maintenance. But those guys are second years, so they've already agreed now to stay for their third year. So we've got like 18 months, 2 years worth of pretty much guaranteed rent, and it's in the student cycle, so we can now plan for moving forward in our marketing. So we now know that the flats are full, so we'll wait until they're into their last year, and then we'll start marketing for the next year on top of that. And that's the positives, guys. So you've seen the pub, you've seen some of the things that we struggled with. Hopefully that gave you a few pointers. I'm more than happy to elaborate more on them. If you drop them in comments below, etc., or drop me an email, then I will definitely answer them, and hopefully I will see you doing a video like this on a commercial conversion in the future.